So I'm going to be using the goat's meat that I grilled yesterday, and I think it's about a kilo of goat's meat. I find that goat's meat tastes better than the beef when it comes to doing this. So I've got the potatoes as well. I'm going to use one bag of potatoes, about a kilo of potatoes. So it's just peeling off, as you can see. This dish is really nice and my kids really love it. This is what I grew up eating, so I most of the time cook it for my children as well. And you can have it as breakfast in the morning, you know because when I remember when I was back home, that's in Uganda, so my mom used to cook this, and sometimes we just have breakfast with it, and or lunch, whichever way you want to have it, and it's really nice and it lasts you longer, because you have the next So I finished now peeling off all the potatoes. As you can see, I'll just soak it in water until the goat stew is really cooked. Then I'll put it in the last minute. I usually use the tin tomatoes, as you can see, and I make sure that I puree them, because I don't know for your kids, but my kids really don't like tomatoes or onions in sauces. So, and I told them I can't cook food without tomatoes. So the best way for them to eat it, I puree it, I blend it, basically blend the tomatoes. The only thing I don't blend is the onion. So I make sure I cook the onions really, really soft, and then when I blend the tomatoes, at least that way they usually eat it. So yeah, that's a trick that I do for my kids, you know, because kids are so picky. They don't like to eat certain food because of the look of it, the taste of it. So I've learned how to trick them, and I have cup a couple of things, like tricks when it comes to food. Really, one way or the other, they have to eat it. So leave a comment in the comments section below and let me know if you have any comments regarding anything to say regarding this dish. Just leave a comment down below. and I hope you continue to enjoy watching the video basically. So as you can see, I've put the tomatoes in and I'm going to fry it a little bit more so that the tomatoes and the spices all cooked. I usually use turmeric. I really love turmeric powder, and I also use one of the curry powder that I buy from my local Ugandan store, which is basically curry powder, but it's from home, so I really like that. I don't use any other curry powder except that. And as you can see now, it's nearly basically the tomatoes and the spices are all cooked now. You can barely see any like lumps of onions. So after that, I'll just pour some water and let it to simmer. But first I want to put the puree as well. I always use puree as well just to thicken up the sauce a bit. And always this dish is always good to use like a pressure cooker, that way the meat would be really soft when you cook it. Looking so good. This is my favorite dish as well. Like I said, yes, I had to have lunch. This is something that I made I think yesterday. So I pre-cooked and left it in the fridge because sometimes I don't have time to really cook every day. So I cooked that, some brown rice and some salmon, as you can see there. And this is my favorite, like really favorite vegetable. I have cooked it maybe like 5 minutes in the microwave, or even you can steam it. Back to the sauce now. We're nearly there, and I'll just, I'm just waiting to pour some water in it. And that's after I've poured water, and I'm just going to cover it and let it simmer until the meat is all tender. So now I've put the potatoes in and added a little bit of water. I'm just going to mix it up there and leave it to cook for another at least 45 minutes, and then it will be all ready. Then the meat is nearly cooked. So usually it's good always not to let the meat to overcook, because if the meat is overcooked and then you put the potatoes in, it's not going to, you would actually overcook the meat. So as you can see, that's the final look of it. Or the cook is all cooked now, ready to eat. Oh my god, I wish you can physically eat it in look or taste. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, bye.